It's Chris from Bookeasy with today's webinar to do with operator booking engines. Now today's agenda. Firstly, we've been talking about this operator booking engine, which I'll be referring to as an OBE. So the first thing will be, what is it? Then I'll be moving on to an example for both an accommodation provider and a tour provider, which will also be covering a tickets provider. I will then be showing you how to activate the settings both for the operator and at your level. And after that, we will move on to Q&A. So the first thing is, what is an operator booking engine? Some people who have been using Bookeasy for many, many years may be aware of the old Book Now button functionality. Well, the operator booking engine supersedes that. It is primarily set up for operators who currently do not receive bookings via their website. As an example, I have chosen to go overseas this time, and I've pulled up the website for the Harmony Sevenyak Hotel. Looking at this page, I can see that they have got information to do with accommodation, and there's information about read more. However, if I click on any of these buttons, it does not actually allow me to make a booking. All it allows me to do is to put in some personal details. Maybe it will ask for things like flight numbers and a capture code. However, when this information goes off to the hotel, no reservation has occurred. It is purely an inquiry base. And studies will show that 90% of bookings get lost this way. If the client has to wait for a response, quite often they've gone elsewhere. So the OBE is set up so that in this scenario, the operator page will pull information from Bookeasy, a booking will take place, and that booking will drop into the mother-shipped Bookeasy control. The booking centre will handle all aspects of the booking, including confirmations, payments and amendments, and the bookings are commissionable to the centre. So let's have a look at what this looks like. So we've got a test operator called the Chris Test Hotel and Apartments. Like with the previous example, this operator currently does not take bookings via their private website. But this is how it looks if they set up with the OBE. The client is on their private website. They've gone to an area to do with accommodation, and you'll notice a very familiar widget here. This widget is pulling information from their Bookeasy console. So the client has the ability to change their dates, the date range, the number of adults, etc. They also have the ability to change the display of the currency. However, payment will always be in the currency of the mothership centre. All of the rooms are listed. You'll see that there is the ability to book a quantity of rooms, and it does display the rates that you are very, very familiar to do with Bookeasy. As you'll see with the settings, these colours here to do with the Book Now buttons and any promotions are set up by the operator. So the importance is to allow the operator to make sure the look and feel of this page mimics their website as close as possible. So this is the information to do with the accommodation. If I scroll down, also you will have the description of the property, which is pulling from Bookeasy, the operating hours of the property and their logo. And if you have Bookeasy reviews set up, the review rating will also appear. Reviews will be covered in a later webinar. That is new functionality. Scrolling down, we've also got the facilities of the operator clearly shown, plus an interactive Google map. So again, this map is pulling from Bookeasy data, and you have the ability to move around the map as appropriate. Then finally, the cancellation policy before the operator is showing. So this is what the page is going to look like. What I want to show you now is how we get to this stage for the operator. So I'm logged into a test console and I'm going to find the property in question, the Chris Hotel and Apartments. So I've got the first operator here, Chris Hotel and Apartments. I will log into this operator and you will find the settings are located under Setup, Booking Engine Settings. I will address at the end of this webinar how you as a booking centre can get this functionality activated. So in this case the operator will click on Booking Engine Settings and there are 3 tabs. Firstly is the booking page theme, and this is where the operator is able to set up the look, the feel of their page. So the first line is the display. So you've got image gallery, about, facilities, map and cancellation policy. If I go back to the operator page, this is where you can see that you've got the booking widget, you've also got the description, you've got the facilities, you've got the map and you've got the cancellation policy. If the operator chooses they don't want the facilities to appear or they don't wish to have an interactive Google map, it is just a case of removing one of these settings. The next 3 settings are where you're setting up the colours to be the look and feel. I'll choose the second 2 so I can show those ones first, but you've got the colour of the text on the booking button and the background colour of the booking button with a preview here. So you can see that the booking button text is a salmon background with black text, and here we have the salmon background with the black text. Looking at the left-hand side here, you'll notice with the deluxe room there is a more info button, and the more info button is in blue. You will also notice that you've got an enticement here to say, although you're staying 3 nights, if you stay for 6 you'll get an extra night free. That comes in blue as well. If I change the number of nights to 7, you'll notice this time that the rates have come up in blue as well, showing that there is a free night, and when I hover over it there is a confirmation to say that you do have a stay 7, pay 6 promotion in play here. So all of these buttons and prices that you can see in blue, that is the default page theme colour here. So again, you can set that up according to the operator website. And to change the colours, there's 2 ways to do it. If the operator has access to be able to get coding for their colour, that coding can simply be typed in here and that will give an exact match, so they could easily go to their website and use a colour picker. Alternatively, they can click here and they can move around to say, okay, I would like the default to be more green, and once I've got the green I can get the exact setting. So that will come up with a preview, but it will also give you the pixelation code for that colour. So once that has been stylised, of course, we can save it, but I am going to go to the other pages. The next button is the Booking Gadget setting, and what this does is that it sets up the default widget for you. So for this accommodation provider, I've set up so on their website the widget will default to 3 nights for 1 adult and 1 child. So as an example, if it is an adults only property, you may want to put in the default children of 2 and maybe default adults as 2. So the default children of 0 and the default adults of 2. Again, if it is a 2-bedroom property, the operator may wish to default the number of adults to 4. The last field is a yes/no scenario. If it is yes, when you do a search on the operator page, all product will appear whether or not it has availability. And if it does not have availability, okay, I have got an operator who is very good at getting their rates set up, so I'll show with a tour operator shortly, but if this was unavailable, it would show as sold, 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 etc. The final setting is where we are talking about the coding. And you've got two codes here. And let me explain the difference between the two. If I go back to the Harmony Hotel again, okay. So if I go to the Harmony Hotel and there is a button here that says accommodation, when the client at home clicks on accommodation, they want to be directed to a page similar to this one that's branded. How that's done is to insert this code in the back end of the website. So the client will go to their private website and they will say, when you click on accommodation or similar, it will redirect to this page, which is the look and feel as you can see in front of you. Now that coding is all that needs to be done if the operator already has a call to action on their homepage, i.e. in this case there is clearly a button that says accommodation. If the operator does not have a call to action, i.e. looking at the website, there is no mention whatsoever about this is where you go to make bookings, this is where you look at this coding to do with the book button code. What happens is that all of this coding must be inserted into the website, preferably on the home page, and what it will do is it will set up the actual Book Now button with the look and feel that has been set up in the settings. So to make it clear, this is the coding that purely does the Book Now button, which can be put in anywhere on the website, whereas the coding at the top is the actual redirection which will insert booking functionality for the operator. Now at the base of this page there are three other things that are very, very important. Firstly, you've got the return URL. After a client has made a booking, they need to be redirected back to a page and the operator needs to decide, is that going to be the home page? Are they going to have a confirmation page on their website? It might be hidden. Or are they going to have a nice page that explains, thank you for your booking, we look forward to welcoming you, and here are some other things to do in our area. That is a URL that needs to be put in here. So the operator can put in any website they wish, and once a booking has occurred, this will be the landing page after the confirmation has occurred. Keeping in mind that, don't forget, when the booking is made by the client, it will drop into the mothership Bookeasy console and they will be handling the booking. You've also got the ability to put in a Google Analytics code here, which will allow the operator to track the success of hits on this page. There's also room to put in a Facebook pixel code. This will be used if the operator may be running an ad campaign in Facebook, which will redirect the client to their operator booking engine. So it will just be the ability to track the success of that. Once the changes have been made by the operator or yourself, there is a button here that will take you to the preview. So this is where you can see that what I've done is I've maybe done some, I didn't actually save my changes, but after you save the changes, this is where you can preview your page to see the success of it. Now this is a very, very good opportunity for centres to help operators move from on request to instant confirmation gold medal. There's many operators who are on request say that they have difficulty in confirming direct bookings because they do not have the ability to capture bookings. So this is a perfect opportunity. However, it does not mean that it is not available for on request operators as well. I've got an example here of a tour operator, and again I have shown the preview page for you. It looks exactly the same as the accommodation one, however you will notice in this case that the call to action to book is a request scenario. So again, if a booking is made via the operator page, they will receive the notification as for any on-request booking. It will either need to be confirmed by the operator or it will need to be confirmed by the booking centre. Now, as previously mentioned, all bookings will drop into the mothership Bookeasy console. So all bookings will drop in here. Now, when these bookings drop in, they will be identified. Now, because I am in a test console, I am not able to show this. However, all bookings made will appear here as booked by operator booking engine, which means you have the ability to clearly identify which bookings have come through this operator booking engine. You, as a booking centre, also have the ability to set up a unique commission payable on these bookings. To show that, I'm going to go to the left-hand menu and I'm going to put in global for global operator commissions. This is where I've gone in as as a booking centre, and I have set up my commissions for the different operator types. You will notice at the top that there is a button that says operator websites, and this is where you have the ability to streamline if you wish. For example, my commission is normally 12.5% for operators, but I'm going to negotiate with operators that if they use this website functionality, any bookings will have a reduced commission of 11.5%. That is an example where you could choose to have a reduced commission to entice operators to invest in this functionality. There is no reason why you cannot turn around and say, if you wish to use this functionality, because I am doing you a service and I am handling your bookings, in fact, there is going to be an increased commission rather than a decreased commission. So you do have the ability to adjust your global default commission rate for any bookings that come through the operator website. In addition, you also have the ability to do this on an operator by operator level. As an example, we'll look at the Chris Test Hotel again, Chris Hotel and Apartments, and I'll go over to the right-hand side and I'll click on Commission Overrides. And this is where I can see that although my global commission for accommodation is 12.5%, for this operator, the commission is actually 20%. So I can turn around to the operator and say, if you start using the operator website, your normal commission of 20% is going to drop down to 18%, and remembering to save. So with our new commissions override functionality, you have the ability to override commissions on both the operator level and on a global level. And if you missed out on the webinar to do with global commission levels, if you go to the area on enhancements, there is a webinar on upgraded operator commissions management platform. Now, there are no costs associated with activating an OBE for your centre. So if you want to activate this functionality, there is no cost associated with this. You'll just need to send an email to our support team. So send an email to support@bookeasy.com if you wish to have this functionality activated. With this webinar, you can send it to me personally and I will activate it this afternoon, so you can send it to chris@tourismholdings.com.